Hi there. Thank you for joining. My name is Priyanka, and you're welcome to keep your video off or you can keep it on. And my name is Priyanka, and I will guide you for the next hour in a practice which is foundational for you. And the only thing that I would invite you to do is if something doesn't feel right, just honor your body and feel free to relax in corpse pose or child's pose. And if any instruction I give doesn't resonate for you, I'd also like to invite you to take whatever works for you and just ignore whatever doesn't work for you. I'd like to invite you to make yourself comfortable on your yoga mat. And if you want, you're welcome to place a cushion underneath your sit bones. This will lift your hips up and take the pressure off your lower back, and then your knees will also be protected. So just a variation that you are welcome to use. And then I'd like to invite you to just gently close your eyes. Take a deep, full, nourishing breath in and out. And notice how you're arriving in this moment. What reverberation or ripple from your day are you bringing into your practice? And I'd also like to invite you to take a moment to, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I feel great, 1 being I don't feel so good, I'd like to invite you to take a moment to touch base and connect with how you're feeling in this moment. If a scale of 1 to 10 doesn't work for you, you're welcome to think of a word that best describes how you feel in this moment, whether it's tired, fatigued, restless, anxious, happy, excited. Just going to give you a few seconds to touch base with yourself. And then I'd like to invite you to visualize your favorite color, whatever that may be. And you can make that color as colorful and vibrant with textures. It could be like your favorite color is red with silver sparkles or gold sparkles. And then connect this color to your breath, so that as you breathe in, you're breathing in this colorful breath. And as you breathe out, you're releasing tension, relaxing. Noticing your head over your heart, shoulders relaxed. How the sit bones are placed in this moment. Notice how your feet, legs, and your ankles are resting and supported on your yoga mat. And as you allow the day to fall away and just prepare for your practice, I'd like to invite you to set an intention, whatever that may look like, whether it's to cultivate mindfulness or tolerance, patience, tenderness, love, whatever that may be. And if you don't want to set an intention, you don't have to. And then the last guidance I'd like to give to you before we begin is to honor your breath. And so try to synchronize your movements with your breath as much as comfortably possible. And then when you're ready, we'll start by doing 4 cat and cows. So rolling over onto all fours. And if you need to support your knees with something a little extra to protect them, please do. Roll your palms so that they're flat. Bring your knees slightly apart so that they're open hip width, stacked under your hips. And then just exhale, round your back. Tuck your head in. Inhale, arch. And you're welcome to look up. Readjust so that you're comfortable. And then just practice the cat and cow in whichever way works for the length of your in-breath and your out-breath. When you're done with 4, you're welcome to bring your right leg in front on an inhale. And then exhale as you bring your left leg forward. And keeping your feet slightly together or open hip width or fully together, whichever variation will work for you. And if you're not able to touch your fingers to the ground, you're welcome to bend your knees. And then I'm going to invite you to keep the knees bent. Let your arms, your head, and your neck hang. And then just slowly unroll vertebrae by vertebrae till your head and your neck and your body comes into a standing position. Take a moment to just notice how your posture is. Feet are placed. And then gently inhale, exhale. Bring your palms together in front of your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up to mountain, Tadasana. Lengthening your spine. And then on your exhale, fold forward once again. And again, if your legs are straight but your hands are not touching the ground, you're always welcome to bend your knees. Place your fingers in line with your toes, not in front and not behind. And then on your next inhale, we're going to do a half forward fold. Fingers on your shin, flat back. Exhale once again to a full forward fold. On your next inhale, take your right leg back. And then take your left leg back, coming into plank. Exhale as you lower your knees, chest, and your chin, technically keeping the hips up. Elbows bend into the body. And then you can inhale, slide the chest forward, coming into cobra, untuck your toes at the back. On your next exhale, tuck your toes, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right leg forward. If you're not able to do that in one full swing, drop your left knee, bring the right leg forward, and then sweep your arms up to crescent, Anjaneyasana, where we're honoring the moon, as this is part of the moon salutation. And then on your next exhale, bring your palms down to the ground. Inhale, take the right leg back to plank. You're welcome to lift the knee up before or after. And then exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. You can skip the slide and just bring the chest and the chin down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale to cobra. So this keeps your lower back safe. And then on your next exhale, tuck your toes once again, coming into downward facing dog. This time, On your inhale, we're going to step the left leg forward. You're welcome to drop the knee before or after. You bring your left leg forward and then sweep your arms up to crescent. On your next exhale, bring your palms down to the ground. Inhale, take your left leg back to plank. You're welcome to lift the right knee off the mat. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. And then this time, we're going to inhale, step the right leg into warrior 2. So again, depending on your comfort level, you're welcome to drop your left knee, bring the right leg forward, lift your left knee up, rotate the left foot at the back, lift up into warrior 2, circle your arms, bend your knees, sink into the hips. Notice your breath, whether it's in your chest or your belly, the stretch along your legs. Notice if you're locking your left knee, and then just micro bend it slightly. And here I'd like to invite you to say the following affirmation in your mind, and you're welcome to skip this if it doesn't resonate for you. I am a strong and powerful being. I am a strong and powerful being. And then on your next exhale, helicopter hands down, rotate the left foot at the back. Inhale, step your right leg back to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and your chin. And if you want to do chaturanga and upward facing dog, you know your body best. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. And we're going to hold downward facing dog for 2 breath counts. And this allows the blood to flow to the mind, to the brain, to nourish it with oxygen. And then on your next inhale, we're going to step the left leg forward. And you're welcome to drop your right knee and then lift your knee up once you're stable. Circle your right arm, bring the left, bend your knee, sink into your hips, coming into warrior 2, Virabhadasana on the left side. Taking a deep, full, nourishing breath that's grounding you. I am a strong and powerful being. And then on your next exhale, helicopter hands down, rotate the right foot at the back. Inhale, step your left into plank. Exhale, if you want to do chaturanga, which is what I'm demonstrating, and then slide into upward facing dog, lifting the thighs off the mat, roll off the toes to downward facing dog. You're also welcome to do the knees, chest, chin, and baby cobra. And then on your next inhale, we're going to step the right leg forward. Again, if you need to drop your left knee, you're welcome to do that. And then lift the left foot off or the left knee off. Come back to warrior 2 this time. Transitioning to reverse warrior. You're welcome to wrap your left arm around the small of your back or let it just rest against your thigh. You're welcome to arch, and if that doesn't work for you, you can also just stay straight. Notice subtle changes in your breathing. Notice sensations that may arise on your right hand. So this time, we're going to exhale to warrior 2 for a breath, and then rest the right hand on the right thigh, bringing the left parallel to your ear, coming into extended triangle, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhale down to the ground. Inhale, take the right leg back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, whichever works for you. Inhale to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to repeat the same thing on the left. So stepping your left leg forward, turn the right foot so it's flat. Circle your arms, coming into Virabhadasana Warrior 2 for a breath. And then exhale to reverse warrior. Resting your right hand either on your thigh or wrapping it around the small of your back. And then finally on your next exhale, we're going to come back to warrior 2 and then rest the left hand on the thigh without bearing any weight on it, bringing the right arm parallel to the ear. Inhale to warrior 2, exhale back down to the ground. Inhale, step your left leg into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to inhale, step the right leg forward. Exhale, left leg forward. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to full forward fold. And then this time we're going to inhale, step the left leg back. Right leg back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog again. And then finally, inhale, step your left leg forward on the outside of your left hand. So you're welcome to drop your right knee. Bring the left foot on the outside of the left palm. Take the right knee a little further back. Bend your elbows. Now this is going to be a slightly intense inner thigh stretch. And if you have a block, you're welcome to place a block underneath your right elbow or both the right and the left. You're also welcome to keep your arms straight. You don't have to go fully down depending on the intensity of the stretch on your left inner thigh. And now I'm going to invite you to lift your right knee off the mat and circle your left arm. So you're coming into the reverse extended triangle. So left arm is up, right arm and left leg are parallel to each other. Holding for one more breath. And then exhale back down. Inhale, take your left leg to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. If you need to readjust your palms here, you are welcome to do that. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. And then we're going to repeat lizard, Uttan Prasthasana on the right. So again, you're welcome to drop your left knee. Step your right leg on the outside of your right palm. Bend your elbows. You're welcome to lower the knee and then lift it up again or keep it down, whatever works for your body in this moment. And most importantly, you may notice that your breathing pattern changes. So notice if the breath stays a deep or a subtle breath, or it suddenly becomes ragged and shallow. on your next inhale, straighten your arms, lift your left knee off the mat, circle your right arm up, coming into the reverse extended triangle, which is Uttita, which is extended, reverse, which is Parivritta, and triangle, which is Trikonasana. And then on your next exhale, bring your right hand down. Inhale, take the right leg back to plank. Readjust the palms. Exhale, lower your knees, chest, and your chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, we're going to step the left leg forward to end. And you're welcome to drop your right knee, bring the left leg forward, and then bring your right leg forward on an exhale. And if you're not matching your breathing with your movements, that's okay. We'll do our very best for today. Standing in your forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold, fingers on your shin. Exhale back to a full forward fold. And then finally, inhale, sweep your arms up from the side or the front, coming into prayer position in front of your heart center, Anjali Mudra, and Samasthiti, palms by your side. Take a moment to notice how you feel in this moment. Samasthiti translates to equal balance. So notice, is the weight distributed evenly on the bottom of both the right and the left? Or is there a tendency to have more weight on one side? And then bring your scan up to your posture. Is there a tendency to hunch or round the back? Or is your back straight, shoulders rolled back, chest lifted, straight, open, relaxed, and then noticing the breath. And then you're welcome to shake yourself out, give yourself a little pat on the back. You've done a great job. Okay. Take a sip of water if you need to. And then we're going to do a simple balance, which is the tree pose. So how you're going to get into the tree is to roll whichever foot you're going to practice on. So I technically start on my left, so rolling left, toe, balls, heel, and then stepping into a low, a medium below the knee, a higher tree above the knee, or lotus. So see which variation works for you. And for your arms, cactus, prayer position, Anjali Mudra, or up high, whichever will work for you. If you have an issue with balance, you're welcome to either look at to a point in the distance or look at a point on the ground without compromising your chin. So I'm going to be quiet now, but I'm going to give you cues while you're doing your tree. Notice if your knee is soft or locked. Notice if your breath is in your belly or it's a shallow breath. And release. Shake yourself out. Okay. So before we do the other side, I do want to bring your awareness to when you're standing in any pose in yoga, you always want to make sure you don't hyperextend your joints, whether it's your knees or your elbows. Notice also if your breath is a deep breath or a shallow breath. So when you're ready, roll the other foot onto the mat, coming into your low, medium, high, or lotus, whichever variation you pick. Back is straight. This is strengthening the leg that you're standing on. And very important as we get older in life to practice balance as much as comfortably possible. So quick scan, knees soft, breath in belly, gaze either straight ahead or at a point in the distance or on the ground. And smile into your tree pose. Decide whether you want to be an oak or a willow. And release. Shake your leg out. And then we're going to do one more pose, which is very good for love handles, side muscles. So this is a variation of triangle. So we're going to point the right toes to the right, left is parallel to your mat. We're going to inhale, lift the arms. And where you're used to doing the triangle, we're actually going to do something which I call chitty chitty bang bang. So you're going to hinge your hips to the right. And then exhale, bring your arms up, almost like you're grabbing a ball or you're holding a ball. Make sure that the right knee is soft along with your left knee. And just breathe comfortably, deeply. Release on an exhale, switch sides, rotate the right, point your left. Once again, inhale, lift your arms up, hinge your hips to the left, exhale into chitty chitty bang bang, breathing deeply, comfortably. Checking to make sure that you're not locking your knees. And release. Bring your feet together and have a seat. Once you take a seat, I'm going to invite you to sit in Baddha Konasana, which is bound angles. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together, interlace your fingers around your toes. One variation is to flap your knees up and down, but if you have a tendency to have like a slip disc or lower back issues, you might want to skip this. Keeping your back comfortably straight. Second variation. And the third variation is to press your elbows into your calf muscles and exhale, lean forward. When you do this, there is a deeper inner thigh stretch, so we'll just be very gentle and careful about how much you're pressing into the calf muscles. You're also welcome to close your eyes, come back into that space of your breath. So we started by giving the breath a color. So I'd like to invite you to come back to that colorful breath, and that colorful breath was a vibrant color. And as you breathe in, visualize sending your breath over to the inner right thigh, relaxing the muscle and releasing any tension. And then on your next deep, full, nourishing breath, visualize sending the breath over to the inner left thigh, relaxing the muscle, releasing tension. And then finally, inhale, lift your head and chest up, stretch your legs out. And we're going to do something called the spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana, also known as Lord of the Fishes. So we're going to start. Traditionally, we start on the left. Today I'm going to do things a little different. So I'm going to bring the right leg over the left knee. Invite you to circle your right arm and place it behind. You're welcome to hold your leg. You're welcome to wrap your elbow around the shin, or traditional way is to lengthen your left arm, place the elbow against your thigh, and exhale into a deeper twist. Your left leg is stretched out, toes straight up, knees soft. Once you come into the spinal twist, you're welcome to close your eyes. Lift your right arm off the mat, and this will tell you how much weight you're bearing on the right arm. And then place your hand back down, or if you feel like wrapping it around the small of your back, you're welcome to do so. Whichever variation you pick, I invite you to settle into that and just hold the pose for the next 3 breath counts. And this is where it makes it a mini meditative practice for you. On your next inhale, release your left arm off your thigh. Inhale back to center. Stretch your leg, shake it if you need to. And then bring the left leg over the right knee. Right leg is straight, toes are straight up. Circle your left arm, and you're welcome to do one of the 3 variations of a hold, a wrap, or lengthening, and place the elbow against the thigh. Exhale into a deeper twist. Once you feel like you've settled here, lift the left arm, notice how much weight bearing is going on, and then place your hand back down to support you. I invite you now to hold your breath for the next 3 breath counts, and if counting the breath takes you away from feeling into the breath, you're welcome to just use your fingers to count the breath and notice the sensation of the breath enter and leave the body. On your next inhale, release from your pose, swiveling back to the center, stretching your legs out. I'm going to invite you to do the seated forward bend, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lengthen by lifting your arms up, almost like you're reaching up to the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. And if you're not able to grab your toes, you're always welcome to bend your knees so that you can exhale into a deeper forward fold. Let the elbows bend slightly so that the shoulders relax. Notice how your sit bones are resting and supported on the mat. The length of your left leg, the hamstring stretch. The length of your right leg, the hamstring stretch. Notice here if your mind is wandering, where it wanders off to. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms up, place your hand behind your body, and you're welcome to keep your fingers pointed away or towards your sit bones, whichever variation works for you. And the counter pose is either to do tabletop or inclined plane Purvottanasana. So pick whichever variation works for you. This will strengthen your upper arms, open your chest, and also strengthen your wrists. And we'll just hold for one more cycle of the breath and then gently exhale down. Shake out and rotate your wrists clockwise, counterclockwise. And then I'd like to invite you to roll over onto your right side. We're going to do a hamstring stretch and also a hip opening pose. The first variation of this can be with your head resting on the upper arm. The second variation is to cradle your head in your hand. And the third is the Jane Fonda variation, where you have your forearm down. So picking whichever variation. The traditional one is to actually just cradle your head in your hand, bend the lower leg, and then inhale, lift your left leg as comfortably high as you can, keeping your knee micro bent. If you feel a little bit of a cramp, lessen the amount that you're stretching. Notice the breath in the belly, and any time a thought pops into your mind, notice if it's a thought about the past, something that happened, or the future, like a to-do list. And then use the breath, that colorful healing breath, as a way to ground back into the present moment. And finally, on your next exhale, bring your left leg back down. I'm going to invite you to roll over onto your stomach, and we'll do the locust. So bringing your chin onto the mat, arms alongside your body, toes are pointed. Taking a deep, full, nourishing breath, inhale, lift up chin, chest, arms, and your legs. Toes can be pointed or relaxed. Traditionally, we point them, but if your feet tend to cramp up, then just keep them relaxed. And we'll hold this for another 2 breath counts. So you might be able to see my fingers. I count on my fingers so I can focus more intensely on the sensation of the breath flowing in and out. And then finally exhale back down. This time, roll over to the other side, to the left. Cradle your head in your hands, lower leg bent, one of the 3 variations of upper arm or even the forearm, whichever variation works for you. And then on your inhale, lift up your right leg, grab a hold of wherever you're most comfortable. You can hold the thigh, the calf muscle, the ankle, the toe, the sole of your foot, whichever variation. And then I invite you to close your eyes. This taps into the 5th limb of the philosophical variation or version of yoga, which is called pratyahara, where you withdraw your sense from the world around to go inward in a deeper way. And then on your next exhale, gently lower your leg back down, rolling over onto your stomach once again. This time, I'm going to invite you to come up onto all fours and then lower into child's pose, which you may know as Balasana, but my lineage teaches it as Shashankasana. Lower your hips, your knees can be together or apart. And as you bring your forehead down to the ground, you're welcome to keep your arms stretched out in front. Some people like to bring the arms behind their body, so see what variation works for you. And as you relax in child's pose over here, I'm going to invite you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for and why you're grateful for them. On your next inhale, gently lift your head and chest up, and then we're going to flip over onto our back. And while you roll over onto your back, I want to quickly explain that the reason I do a gratitude moment in child's pose is because when we cultivate gratitude, it helps the body produce something called immunoglobulin A, which helps the body fight viruses, bacteria, and strengthens the immune system. So cultivating gratitude is not just as simple as, counting your blessings and being grateful for what you have, but it also galvanizes the body into producing helpful things. So now I'm going to invite you to roll over onto your back, keeping your knees bent. We're going to do the bridge pose, Setu Bandhasan. So feet are flat on the mat, knees are straight up, arms can be stretched out. I know a lot of people like to hold their hands under their back. You're welcome to do whichever variation. I invite you to try something a little different. So stretching your arms out to the sides or even above your head. Press the feet into your mat. And Setu Bandhasan strengthens the lower back muscles. And especially if we tend to have a sedentary lifestyle, this is a definite go-to pose that you want to be doing along with cat and cow. So I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy bridge, noticing sensations. And then on your next exhale, roll your body back down vertebrae by vertebrae till the tailbone touches the ground. And then I'm going to invite you to do happy baby feet. So lifting your legs up, bend your knees into the sides of the body, reach your arms up, grab a hold of the soles of your feet. So this works as a hip opening pose. And this in my lineage is called Balasana, happy baby feet. Or you may know it as Ananda Balasana. We'll just hold this for a breath or 2 more. And then finally, I invite you to let go of your feet, bring them down to the ground, stretch yourself out into Shavasana, corpse pose, palms facing up. I'm going to invite you to place a bolster under your thighs if you want, and then take 3 deep, nourishing breaths in and out of your body. Okay, making yourself absolutely comfortable. And we come to the last and the final part of the practice today, where you're welcome to repeat in your mind or just listen to the sound of my voice. This is called Yoga Nidra, or final relaxation. I relax my toes, my legs, and my hips, my toes, legs, and hips are relaxed. I relax my stomach, my chest, and my shoulders. My stomach, chest, and shoulders are relaxed. I relax my arms, my elbows, and my wrists. My arms, elbows, and wrists are relaxed. I relax my neck, my jaw, and my eyes. My neck, jaw, and eyes are relaxed. I relax my liver, my lungs, and my heart. My liver, lungs, and heart are relaxed. I relax my neck, my entire body, breathing, and my thoughts. My body, breathing, and thoughts are relaxed. Inhale deeply. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing the energy and the awareness back to your body. give yourself a stretch. Feel all the tension releasing throughout the body. And you're welcome to hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of love. This is called a pranayama as you hug your knees into your chest. And then you're welcome to roll to the right. Take your time as you come to a seated position, still keeping your eyes closed. And I'd like to invite you to notice, once you're up, how you feel. So we started the practice by gauging how we felt on a scale of either 1 to 10 or a word. So I invite you, even if you didn't do that at the start, to just tap into how you feel in this moment. Taking one deep, full, nourishing breath in and out. And then gently, please rub your palms, making them warm. Cup them over your eyes and thank your body for today's practice. Namaste. So Namaste translates to I bow to the divine and the light within. And it's also just a very simple greeting that we use in India to say hello and goodbye. So we still have a few minutes left, so I'm going to come to the screen, and if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. So we have 6 minutes left. Hi, Elena and Jennifer. I hope I'm saying your name